Hey guys, Darren here. Welcome to Mayhem Country Living. I want to ask you a question. Is it too late to start prepping? Is it too late? And do the people who are behind the eight ball, well, do they just need to give up and quit? Good question. Good question. Um, I'm still traveling out of town, doing a little bit of work up in God's country up here in Tennessee. And someone had commented to me, and I don't think she would mind me mentioning her name because she commented and obviously left her name. Katie Hale, thank you for your comment. Very interesting, and your comment is what prompted this video. A couple other people as well. Is it too late to start prepping? No. But there will be sacrifice. It is much more expensive now to prepare and set aside for hard times. We're not talking about, any kind of exotic, anything like that. My people, my group, we set aside and plan and prepare for hard times. Hard times could be a job loss. It could be economic downfall, societal, whatever. But I guarantee you, most of the little stuff is gonna happen to you before the zombies come get you. I always call it the 3 Ds. You're going to be facing death, disease, divorce. Yeah, divorce. Divorce could be a SHTF for people. And a lot of people don't realize this. Actually, it could be the 4 Ds because then you have disaster behind it. So I might need to refine that. Death, disease, divorce, disaster. Is it too late to start prepping? No. No, it is not. It is more expensive and you have to be more religious. Well, I don't know if that's a good word. You have to be a little more strict in your planning and your preparations, and you do need to plan and set aside. You might need to actually set a budget for your prepping. Say we have $25 a week we can set aside for prepping, and that $25 goes to, if you have a family of four, then you set aside and plan. You get a week's worth of food for everyone in your house, including bad habits. I mean, if you smoke, if you drink, you shouldn't. But hey, not judging. Um, but you set aside and you plan for that. If you like soft drinks or caffeine or drink coffee, I drink 2 cups of coffee every day. So I have set aside and planned for my wife and myself, and actually my daughter started drinking coffee now. So we have had to revamp our plans, but we have set aside X amount of freeze dried coffee for long term storage. Set it aside for whenever, and then we pack and set aside 2 years worth of coffee beans, which really isn't that much. I have the place and the storage to do this, so that's another consideration. Is it too late to prep? Not if you do it and you plan it. Not at all. You will have to make sacrifices. I like the fact that she had said, and I've got her comment up. She said she's just started prepping this year. You just started prepping in 2021. That's, that's a hard row to hoe. But it's doable. It's entirely doable. And I tip my hat. I commend her for doing this because she is doing this for her family and sacrificing for the family, for her group. That's what we talk about. That's what I natter on about incessantly. Take care of your people. You love them. Take care of them. Take care of your people. Your people will take care of you. But she says, she goes further to say, her parents have been preppers for years. That's great. It's fantastic. You have a good basis to draw off of, depending on what kind of preparedness. You have a lot to draw off of. But she should have her year's supply of food set aside by August for her family. Now, I don't know. She did not elaborate how large her family was. If it was 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, or two people and children or whatever. These are things that you really have to chew on, and you really need to sit down and plan it out. In this day and time, sometimes it's best not to tell people what you're doing. But you really need to be honest with yourself with what you have and you can do and you do. I said do. In a nutshell, if you have to misdirect other people or lie to other people, don't lie to yourself and don't believe your lies. And I know some people are saying, well, you shouldn't lie. It depends. Be aware of what you can do and what you can't do, what you have set aside and what you haven't set aside. Don't stretch or exaggerate it. Know in your noodle what you can do and what you can't do, because that is going to go so far. And there is a lot of stuff that has to be set aside and planned and thought out. Everything from basic staples to medications, to Band-Aids, to here's one thing I prep for. I bet a lot of people don't. I have set aside about 3 or 4 boxes of cheap $1 birthday candles. Why would you set aside birthday candles? Well, for the kids and the grandkids. Because nothing make a kid happier than putting a birthday candle or 2 or 3 or however many on top of a stack of pancakes. Have you set aside pancake mix? Syrup, sorghum, molasses, confectioner's sugar, brown sugar. This is the kind of stuff that you think of and you chew on. You can, you can download all these fantastic different lists of everything. And I am in the process of setting up a very small business to just let people know and assist people in doing this. And you will have everything at your fingertips, and you can look at it and set it up and order it and get it and receive it. And put it aside, and then cycle through it every 30 days. The long-term food storage is nice to do for you guys. And it's nice to have some. It's very expensive. I would be happier if you invested that in yourself with just regular shelf stable grocery store items, because that will last 2 to 3 years cycling through it. Is it too late to start prepping? Not at all. How about guns, ammunition? That can be problematic because we have seen shortages that go back before the Obama days, as well as shortages on gun supplies, guns themselves, cleaning parts and pieces, replacement parts and pieces. But it's still entirely doable. You can do it. You will have to make sacrifices. You will have to make sacrifices. What do you mean by sacrifices? I'm not talking about giving blood, although I know someone who donates blood and buys, no, they donate plasma. And then they take that money and they use it to buy their preps. If that's what you feel like you need to do, then by God, that's what you do. One of the things that I have done, and people, look at me and think of me as odd, but I drive an 11-year-old car with over 200,000 miles on it, and I travel a great deal across the southern and southeastern United States. That car's paid off, and that car gets 36 miles to the gallon. So now especially it is fantastic, whereas all of my counterparts who do the industrial stuff that I do drive those $100,000 big old dually trucks. I don't care about that, and they, I get teased, but I don't care about that. It doesn't matter because I can take that, set it aside to help my family and the kids and the grandkids, stuff they don't even know about, and they probably don't even care about until something should happen. But it could be prepping and setting aside for something as simple as a job loss, a week in the hospital because of something, quarantine because of COVID. That's a fantastic example. Or a shutdown because of COVID. We've all walked down that little nasty road. I want you guys to know, and I know some people are going to hate me when I say it, and comment below. I accept all criticism, unless you're talking to me about the damn lizard people in the tunnels under Walmart, which that was a fantastic video I did, and you should research it and watch the video. I got so many death threats off of that. It was incredible. I enjoyed doing that video. All that aside, it is not too late to start preparing. It will take some thought and it will take some research, but it can be done, and it can be done on a budget. Now, while everybody says it's too late to start prepping, and if you show up at my door, I'll shoot you in the face, that's no, that ain't right. It is not too late to start preparing. Set aside. If you guys have any thoughts or comments or questions about how to do it, even before I start this business, mayhemcountryliving@gmail.com. Send me questions or thoughts, and I will respond to you guys as I can. I still do a side job, a side gig, working for a living. It is not too late to begin to prep. And I may label this video just to get some good views off of it. Is it too late to start prepping, or it's too late to start prepping, or something like that. So I apologize beforehand. In doing the clickbait, but YouTube helps pay for my preps as well. It is not too hard to start prepping. Set aside 3 days for every family member you have. 3 days reasonable, including whatever habits you have. If you like to drink soft drinks, Coca-Cola, if you like to drink them and you drink 3 a day, you shouldn't, but plan on drinking 3 a day. And that kind of takes care of of the habits. If you smoke, a pack of cigarettes a day. I don't know how much those things cost now. I hadn't smoked in 15 years, but set aside and plan a pack of cigarettes a day. I know people are going to say, well, they go stale. I don't give a shit. Would you smoke them? Of course you would. Doesn't matter. If you drink liquor, plan it. Set it aside. If you like to have a cocktail every evening, while the zombies are pounding on the door or whatever, plan for it. Set it aside. Budget it out. Is it too late to start prepping? Not at all. Not if you do it right. Now, I will ask you guys to hit the like button and the subscribe button. If you would, also consider joining us on Patreon, because you get a whole lot of different stuff, behind the scenes stuff that we don't talk about on the regular channel. I would ask you to take care of your people you're responsible for.